to the Midday live show. Go on, meet the crew. You know what we just came to do. No telling who be coming through.
Jazza, Fritz, and Steve, who styles gotta fit the mood. It did been a while, they left the milk. I got a DJ too.
DJ who? DJ spoil milk on the ones and twos. Catch the show, watch it be on 12 and noon. Ain't nothing like them other shows. They check it for your podcast. All hard just broadcast. Go screen it live on YouTube.
Brand new, everything about them got a bag too. Had to, cause now they see the stars when they pass through. Bad news, if you ain't up on this, you can't slide through. Especially when they fine dining, shining, but the time whining.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the greatest show, Midday Live Show, here every Friday here at iHeart Studios here in Chicago. Season 5, episode 11. You are listening to the one and only DJ Spoiled Milk.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ooh, what's that smell? Yes. I'm also joined here with my co-host.
Hey, it's Jazzy K. Jazzy fiercest of them all. But you know what? Honestly, I might have to take the title back.
Uh-oh.
Because somebody fiercer than me is in the room.
Okay.
Listen, I have to be honest. You know? And I want to get right into it. So, yeah, you're right. She slays. All the way from Kalamazoo, Michigan, we have an actress, a comedian, an author, and her name is Monique Madison, and she's joining us on the Midday Live Show today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Of course. Thank you for being here. And let's get into it. First of all, you look amazing.
I'm very commanding. I'm barely wearing any makeup. It's almost like from this hair. I came straight from the gym like that.
And it's really the jewelry for me too. It's like the accents are really just that's just something like on your hand.
Yeah,
what was that like?
Yeah.
Please.
Something subtle for sure. You know,
Really subtle. Not too much.
Lord,
Okay, so let's talk about your series first.
Okay.
Serial Showgirl.
Yes.
How did you come up with the idea for that? Because it's on his third book now, right?
It is. Yeah. So when I started the Serial Showgirl series, I was about 12 years ago from the idea, and I've been writing it for years and years. And just some things like bones, but it just wasn't forming the skeleton that I needed. And then about 2.5 years ago, I did my first film. It was an LGBTQ and I was doing my scene and everything, and a woman who's actually the screenwriter of the film.
Yeah.
And on ideas and just get back and fell in love with it, and then we joined forces and became a author. And she really formed it into what I always wanted to. I don't have a degree in creative writing or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so she was able to take all of my writings and my Serial Showgirl. So.
Okay. And I read a little bit about it, but for someone that is thinking about getting the book, we can start shit, of course. What's like a little sneak peek about like what is the premise? What's it kind of about, the backstory?
Yeah, Serial Showgirl is about a young gay boy growing up in masculinity. So they decide to move to the big city of Chicago to become a showgirl. And when they move to the city, they meet their best friend Amy, who they are shopping at a local theater store. And they instantly become the best of friends. And then unfortunately, Amy is taken tragically and suddenly from the main character's name is Charlie. And the police do nothing about it because it's an LGBTQ story. So Charlie is a drag queen takes matters in some vigilante. So if you are somebody who loves serial killers, loves drag queens, loves true crime, loves suspense, and this book is for you. It's based on true events in my life. I was not a serial killer. That's not how I ran into it. But it's kind of a journey. And the best thing to do is when you start a book that has to do with any kind of trauma or any kind of thing that can work, it's so refreshing and it gives you so much closure to be able to put that trauma into an outcome. We've all had that moment where we've been so angry that we're like, oh, I want to kill that person or something like that, but we don't act that out for that person. And the whole thing of Serial Showgirl is what if you did think of that extra And so the thing that I love about the series is Charlie, the main character, the lines do get blurred. You know, it starts as vigilante justice, and then it starts as justice, and then it becomes a craving. So it's I'm so proud of it. It's such a fantastic book. It's done so well sales wise because pretty much into that. And so it's been the sequel, which is Showgirl to the sequel, which should be the number one. So normally we release them the day after Black Friday, but this year we released it in February because it wasn't quite where I wanted to. So it's still debuted at Winter. So we were super happy.
Ooh, okay.
The way that you described the book, I'm intrigued, and now I'm starting to envision some of the scenes that you were just kind of throwing out there as far as like craving it. And then, could you see this becoming like a TV series?
Well, that's funny. My co-author, who is Melinda Bryce, who is one of the most talented writers that I've ever seen. She's brilliant. We just finished the movie script for the first time. And so we are super excited about moving forward with that with production, hopefully in fall of 2025 and 2025. But right now, what they're debating is the 3 books. Everything is doing the miniseries right now. And I feel like that's what's taking trend wise. It's research and it's funny how over the years, social media people talent and patience has changed. Very they want everything instant, like the gratification right now. With the miniseries, you get the full entire story and you can stream it. So we're hoping to move in that direction.
I can see that.
I could definitely see it.
I'm super excited.
Binge watch on Netflix.
Right. It's a story like no other. That's the thing, and that's so many people are repeating stories or recycling or rebooting, or they're just like, oh hey, let's add a sequel to Beetlejuice from 40 years ago, and and it's great when you touch the classics, but you have to do them justice. So it's kind of nice to have an original idea that nobody else has done. That I really think that will be so anybody out there listening, come on, investors, get on this train, honey. Get on the train.
I can see it now. You know how like all the speakers at the like today. I see it. Go on. So how do you balance like the world of writing and acting? Like,
what's the word balance mean? Because
I know, right?
I spend like I don't know what sleep is. I don't know what balance is. I have an incredible team. I will tell you that I have an incredible team. I have an incredible husband who is one of the people who supports me the most, who literally wants my star to shine so bright that he's willing to pick up the slack when I can't, unfortunately, do the things that need to be done. But I'm at work. I'm a jack of many trades, master of none, that kind of thing they say. But basically, I just very much focus on my schedule and make sure that I'm in a different team. I maximize the time that way I can do as much as I'm not in trouble.
Yeah, that makes sense. But do you feel like they the writing and the acting world sometimes collide creatively?
Oh, I think they happen all of the time. You know what I mean? You'll be sitting there, and I'm a stand-up comedian as well, and a drag entertainer, and a host of drag queen bingo, many different things that I do. And sometimes I'll be just doing my skits, and I'll be like, I'm jotting down really quickly, like I don't want to forget everything I want to. Maybe possibly turn into a new idea for a book. So they often like what's great about entertainment is that it is one force together. So as long as I feel like I do it efficiently and efficiently and correctly, it works. Sometimes there's some messy moments, you know what I mean? But it's it's the best thing about life is messy,
And I feel like you need those sometimes. Everything can be perfect all the time, and then when the moments aren't perfect, it's like you can put that into your work. And then more like emotion comes out, maybe during what you're writing or something that you're acting out or posting. Like it doesn't matter. Whatever the emotion is coming out, it's authentic.
So I stand sit here dressed as a woman. Authenticity, honey. Yes, just realness. Yes, that's what we're going to.
I want to know what we just talking about.
It's so crazy because I've been writing for years and years. Just obviously, just got published 2.5 years ago. We dragged from 1996. So, you know, we're going on 3 years with this year.
Wow.
Then hairstyles for years now, man, salon, and we own our own entertainment company. It's called the K, like the Kardashians.
It's giving.
And so we produce, you know, shows on doing 25 days of Michigan. For you, but it's really like getting me excited. And I love it. You know, drag is it's like not what I do. It's not my talent. It's like as James Munson says, it's a medium that it's not for. It's that you gotta have a gimmick, you know, to make yourself stand out amongst so many other people. And when I got the role as a drag queen in Holiday I Do, it was a very small cameo. It's a very small cameo, but such a big opportunity because I was produced, directed, and I'll be honest with you, that's the movie changed because immediately afterwards, I got to the sitcom that I just finished filming called Agency, which is Tubi and is going to stream August 1st. And that person that producer and the owner of Film Sheet Studios, Film Sheet Productions, is actually an extra. So they had somebody who owned their own company who was an extra in that movie, but she was there scouting talent. And that was a great way to do it. Because she was come in to make her coin,
Right.
still being in the film and get the credit for the IMDb baby, but then also scouting this talent. And the writer of the agency is also my co-author here at Showgirl. So she wrote the role for me because she knew me so well that it was just magic. I think the thing I love the most about the agency, when segueing into it, is that every single thing that I've done has always been with Monique Madison. So my drag name is Monique Madison. My stand-up comedian name is Iona Lots of Cats. And she's a good Jewish Christian Catholic woman, and she talks like this, and she owns a lot of cats. And so, so Monique and Iona have always been kind of the front run, the top. And when they asked me as the agency, the role's name is Parker. And it's the first time I've actually been able to put myself, Dan, like in the spotlight, and they embraced me and loved me. 37-year-old gay male that's plus sized and celebrated it. And I have to say, it was the moment that really changed everything for me. I realized Dan's also, it's not just Monique, it's not just Diane, like Dan is also that. And so I think that's when the moment I realized, I love it.
So I do have to ask, since we're talking about the agency, can you tell us like a little bit about your character? Just a little sneak peek, not too much.
Absolutely, of course. So my character's name is Parker, and he's the vice president of a Detroit-based talent agency called DTE and GTA. I'm sorry, Detroit Talent Agency, and he basically is prepping to be the president when the president of the agency's name is and Parker did everything, including bend over backwards, you know what I mean, to make sure to secure this role. Yes,
Oh boy.
Oh God, yes. And then when the day comes of retirement, he brings in his replacement with his Rockford bestie, and we were frenemies in high school. And so that's just where the magic starts. I always tell people it's a partially scripted docuseries that focuses a lot on him. So I want you to picture like Parks and Recreation at the office.
Okay.
With a little bit of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Ooh.
And it's just so brilliantly done. The writers were incredible. We had 3 writers. The cast was incredible. But it's fun because it's so campy and so just like nothing I've ever seen. And the thing I'm really proud about this project is that it really celebrates the LGBTQIA+ community, people of color community, people with disabilities. They made sure Neil, who's the producer of the agency, wanted people at home just we all are looking at Instagram and thinking that we're not good enough with the filters and the makeup and the hair. And she just thought, well, what would it be like to show where you see yourself? You see plus size people, where you see people of color, where you see, like a non-binary person. So I'm super excited about it. Yeah. And,
you should be.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm not, and that whole thing, they sent me some promotional for you guys when I was watching it. And if you don't want to say my God, I slayed that. But then I'm like, oh my God, I slayed that. Like, it's like you want to be humble, but then you also want to be like not self-hatred of like, oh, I could have done better when you're just like, the best of you're hoping for season 2. Let's manifest season 2.
Where?
That, we'll watch season 1, realize where we have been.
Get a little sneak peek.
A little sneak peek,
Let it clip.
Which one of y'all got to make a wee-wee?
I need to go use the restroom.
All right, well, get in there before the dam bursts. For Christ's sake, go on. Sit, squat, perch. Do whatever you want, honey, and use whatever bathroom you want, honey. Good, right there. That's the door. Okay. All right. Let's park these C's here, honey. We got a show we got to get. Let's park the waters like Moses.
What you are doing is wrong.
Everything that's fun is shook. Now get the hell out of the way. Come on in, everybody. These people want to see a show.
That was one of my favorite episodes in this episode 4, and that was when a lot of the protests and drag shows was going on, and the giant bathroom scandal with, people that are so, flipped upside down about with trans people using, the gender bathroom that they're born at birth or whether or not, and so we wanted to kind of touch base on that, push the limit a little bit, but not go too far.
Yeah.
And that's out of my venue, actually. They were wonderful enough to donate their space.
This afternoon with a legal disclaimer that this is not
I've been a host
your grandmother's mother.
for 7 years, where we're the originators of Drag Queen Bingo in Michigan. And I decided, I wanted to share the love. I wanted them to be represented in it because there's some space for the LGBTQ community, but also,
Cool.
they're just an incredible venue. That was beautiful. Put it on film,
Yeah, and it's like about, as you said, making people feel comfortable, and then the representation that this sitcom is going to show. It's so important,
Right.
especially younger people, because this world is crazy, and this world is too mean sometimes too. Yeah.
I think that's why I was so excited that it is going to stream on Tubi. And I don't know if it's called Tubi, but they just focus so much on different communities. It's not just
Me too.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just not that basic, like whitewashed, I won't say any names, but just where we see the same actors, the same style of people. And you're like, I need a little seasoning in that potato salad. You know what I mean? I need a little something.
Yeah.
Not so much mayonnaise. I need something a little bit more in that potato salad, I
honey
need
mustard.
exactly. Exactly. And season salt, some honey, but just enough raisins and mayonnaise, and we got enough of it. So we're good. I know they did not
Right?
do that. And they would assume that, it's going to be the studio of the future. Completely free. They just, with all the other streaming platforms, they're so expensive.
Listen.
Like, that you're just like, geez, I know this is just like,
It's the
Yeah.
modern day cable.
it is. It really, really are.
$25 a month for Netflix.
Like, 2 good shows. No, I'm good.
Oh, man.
They got 2 good shows. And I'm like, why am I sitting here waiting? I mean, they got 3 out there, 3. But, aside from that, it's not the same thing. It's low level. That's why I'm so excited to the agency. It just felt like quality, And I loved that it wasn't just fun. Let's just get this out, get this going. Who cares about it? No, the writing was great, the acting was great. The casting was perfection.
That. Let's talk a little bit about the background. So growing up in Michigan, and a lot of people always feel like, what's going to be great? It's going to be well known. It's going to be famous. You have to grow up in business, right? So how do you feel about that stereotype?
I think one of the also really urban services, population maybe 5,000 people, and being for relationship in the trailer and watching my dad work his butt off to provide exhausted working 5 6 days a week. The first thing that I thought as a young child was I need exactly what I need to make. That's that point, it wasn't about education. It wasn't about anything like that. It was about just this is going to be the easiest way for me to get money, help my family, help everything like that. When I was 17, graduated from high school, moved to Chicago. I just realized that really the opportunity is wherever you are to make that. And to say this, the smaller cities that aren't overly known for entertainment, you could be a big fish in a small pond. Instead of going out and right to Hollywood, where there's 1,000. Immediately getting into drag and wherever it is, I'm going to make it a success. I have a good and I sometimes go too much, you know what I mean? I forget a lot about what's going on and what real true priorities matter. But when you have a goal, you know that goal is going to change. You know, it's like it's worth a little bit of sacrifice to be able to your dreams happen. And everything. So I think sometimes actually what rock because I was this in high school. You know, I was the big guy walking down the aisle in leather pants and clogs and a see-through shirt. The very first lecture I did was in 10th grade, and I did it during the fall bit of work, and it was for a ceremony that we had every single year to open up the brand new all the grades with the sync, and they were like, well, why does the band do this? Oh, I mean, that's where I was, you know. Now, if you look back at pictures of that, I will not claim those because it was either blue eyeshadow, a bad wig, and like, you know, a mother of the bride dress that I had put on because that's all that could happen. But it started that fire underneath me that I could have.
Come on, Lady Gaga.
Come on. Gotta give her a shout out too, right?
Well, I want to know what's your writing process?
So basically for me, it's like breaking it down to try to get these things about the characters that I want to focus on and then put it into practice. And what I try to do is, one thing that I love so much about Linda Rice, who's my co-author of Showgirl, is she really showed me how important the PC of the story is. And so I was focused on the story, the thing that's the face of the story, but realize how much all these other elements are so important. And literally working with her for the last 3.5 years in writing and film and movie processes forever. I have no idea. It's messy. You know, it's messy, but it works because I have an amazing person to take that message. So it's really 50-50. And she's you guys have she is brilliant. She did a Bernie Mac autobiography, and she worked with his mother, his wife, and she sent me the book, and I was just like, it's really give her such a shout out, but she's just such an incredible writer, and she's not so much.
Give all the shout out.
Everybody deserves a shout out. You know, enough women in the night sky for every shout. You know, that's amazing. What was your second part of the question?
Love that.
I got to put you out. Okay. So here's the thing. I would just say that my favorite is the spiritual. That's what we really get into the down and dirty. A lot of the situations and things that are in the actual book. So, she is my favorite, and if you ask Linda, she would say so. It's so funny because one is so great, but 2 and 3 is really able to realize how hard it was. I mean, I'm looking at books are intense. There is a lot of trauma in there. There's a lot of shocking stuff. I mean, it's funny, and there's romance, and there's things. I want to know how we can push the envelope. Maybe we just pretend them.
As you should.
It was like, one was like, oh, you like, book two was like, wait till you see book two.
Exactly. And that was cool. Oh. And that's when we were like, oh, you really want to know.
They really want to know.
We really went in. And I would say, yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly. But it's, and then
Love that. So we want to get into a little rapid fire now. I don't know if played before.
But I love. I mean,
Okay, so what's the rule we have?
One rule. It's a complicated rule. So I got a couple of instructions. As long as you follow all the instructions, the one rule will, help you kind of get through this rapid
okay.
fire.
Okay. All right.
All right.
We're gonna do
The
it.
first thing that comes to mind, say it.
Okay.
That was it.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I
That was
am a 47-year-old plus size gay man drag queen. Trust me, the first thing that comes to my mind, I say yes.
You're gonna say it. You're
I
gonna
put in
say
the
it.
time, honey.
I
I
do
ain't
this
got
all the
no
time.
problem being real. All right.
Love that. Okay, so we're gonna start a little tame.
Okay.
This is like an appetizer,
Okay.
right? Okay. So describe your style in one word.
I would say hoary 50-year-old
Love
Jewish
it.
woman. Yeah. Like a cougar, you know what I mean? Just a woman that's a little past her prime, but she don't know it. So the girls are out and the legs are out.
Yes.
But she looks like a melted candle underneath everything. You know what I mean? So, but she's still feeling herself.
As she should.
She should, right? She got the boobies in the bra. So
Period.
she's starting from there.
And it's matching the shoes. I know y'all can't see it, but it's matching the shoes. Okay. Name something that never fails to make you laugh.
The Golden Girls. It is
Ooh,
the most
good one.
genius sitcom that's ever been written, and it is. I have seen it 5,000 times, honey, and I openly gut laugh every single time that I see it. It's so
Nice.
funny.
That's like me with Will and Grace.
Oh my god, that's so
I
funny,
love
too.
Will and Grace.
It's so funny.
And so like crazy.
Right.
When I was watching that when I was younger, and I was like, I probably shouldn't be watching
Right.
this.
You're like
You know?
7 and you're like, this feels wrong, but I
Yeah,
love it.
but I
So
love
many
it.
questions.
So many questions. Like, what is that?
Brilliant, right? No.
Brilliant. What's another one? One thing you wish you were better at.
You know what? I wish I was better at makeup. I feel like I do a pretty great job. I'm a licensed makeup artist, but with the current drag queens of the RuPaul's Drag Race, this is all they've grown up on. They've grown up on YouTube. They've grown up on everything where they had instructional videos and watching this from young ages. I mean, 1996 was when I started, honey. There were none of that. So we just figured it out the best that we possibly could. And I think that my makeup is beautiful, but I would love to be like that extravagant drag sometimes. I'm more of a female impersonator, and there's kind of a difference. A female impersonator, you try to present as feminine as possible and look as womanly as you can. You want to walk down the street and not get clocked too much. But then there's drag, which is just the art of makeup. And so I would love to be a better makeup artist.
Okay. Two more for me, then I'll pass it to you.
Okay.
What is one food you cannot live without, Monique?
This has got to be appropriate, right? Okay, hold on. So one food that I can't. We're talking about food, right? Okay, so I was gonna say sausage. No, I think my favorite thing ever is so white trash as this is, and I love it. Is I just love cereal, honey. I just love me a big
Which
old
one?
bowl of cereal, corn pops. Cinnamon toast crunch, just that end of the day kind of treat where you're just like, I don't know, it brings me back to a fun place when you were a kid where cereal was like a big treat. And now I'm just like,
Doesn't night cereal just hit different?
it does,
my
it
goodness.
does, especially if you add other things to the cereal, but that's a different conversation. So we'll talk about that.
Like what?
What other things?
Almond milk, just things that like and enhance your appetite, and things that are legal in Michigan and Chicago. Those kind of things. They make that cereal taste a little bit better, and so that.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, the bowl of cereal becomes a normal bowl to a bowl. There's like a trough. And you're in to win it when you ain't using a regular spoon anymore. It's that mashed potato spoon, because you're just like. And somehow my husband still loves me, and when I'm on the couch covered in cereal at 2 a.m. So
Well, as you should.
Right.
Yes.
for better or
Okay.
for worse, right?
For better or for
That's
worse.
a moment that's worse.
For more cereal, less. Okay. Okay. Last one for me. A cartoon character that you would love to hang out with for a day.
Oh my gosh, She-Ra. I mean, I grew up just like loving She-Ra. She was just this like female version of He-Man, and she was just powerful. And I've always been so. It's funny, as being gay, it's so interesting that how obsessed and attracted I am to women. They're just these giant powerhouses of goddesses. They create life. Their strength. They hold down families. They do all of these incredible things while running companies and being artists. And She-Ra was just that version that I just thought was like, okay, that's He-Man and drag. It's good. I'll take it.
Love it. Great answer. Great answer. Passing it to you, DJ Spoiled Milk.
All right. Do you have an annoying habit?
Oh my God, my personality.
No, stop it.
No, but honestly, I am 100%, like, I'm being honest with you, I am at 150 all the time. And so there's no like zero for me. And the reason is because I fought through life as, you know, a gay child in a small town. And I immediately thought, you know, well, if I make them laugh with me, they won't laugh at me. And then when I was, you know, freshly a teenager and, you know, moving up to Chicago by myself. And I just thought, you know, the louder and the brighter and the bigger I am, the more people will like me and I'll be safer, because if I'm making a big, you know, stink outside of a giant laugh or a big conversation, then no one's going to come up and mug me, or, you know, and that was just always because being from a small town and then moving into a large city, the first thing, you know, your parents say to you is, "Oh, don't get mugged," you know, you want to, and so, and so for me, just, I wish I could turn it off, but I can't. It's just who I am. I'm a Leo, you know, and being a drag queen, you're always, you know, in the spotlight. So sometimes it's hard to separate those characters. So when I say personality, I actually mean it. I love who I am, but sometimes not everyone loves who I am. And I have to remember that, because I think that everybody wants all of this. And then I have to realize that I'm just not some people's cup of tea, and that's okay. But I do think it would be nice to be able to bring it down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Not too much. Not too much.
Okay, what about one of your biggest pet peeves?
Organization. I cannot stand when people are not organized. I have specific places for, I think organization creates success. And if you can find something easily, then you can use it easily, and, you know, that kind of thing. So the biggest pet peeve is when just people are dirty and unorganized. I just don't get it. Like, for me, I'm always like, my husband, he's so funny because he's such an artist, and he will do the craziest things where he makes all of my clothes. He does all my wigs. He's incredible. And everything he does for me, if he leaves open a cupboard, my God, if he leaves open a cupboard door, it doesn't matter.
Gosh, so annoying.
It does not matter that he just sewed me 2 outfits, that he just, you know, literally,
All
like,
I see is that
cover. And all of a sudden I'm like, I have been telling you this for 13 years. And I'm pretty convinced he now just does it to mess with me. I think now he's just like, you know what? I'm going to do this anyway.
Let me just leave this
You told
drawer
me for
open.
12 years, but I'm just going to leave it alone. Because I don't know, just the unorganized. And I think it comes back to growing up poor. You know, my mother always told me, God bless her, you know, soul. She always said to me that, you know, like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It's how you hold yourself and how you present yourself. And even if you don't have the best house, if it's clean and it's presentable and it's organized, you can be proud of it. And so growing up, you know, from a trailer in Sturgis to us finally getting our 1-bedroom small apartment, to my dad finally being able to purchase his 900 square foot home that he was so proud of when I was 15, we treated each and every one of those like they were a castle, like a mansion. And no matter what, they looked incredible and they were put together incredibly, because that was what we could be proud of, because we didn't have what everybody else had, but we knew that what we had, we treated well.
Hey, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real right there. That's real. Let's see. If you could hang out with a celebrity for the day, who would it be?
You know, I think, gosh, that's a hard one, but I'd have to say, do they have to be alive, dead? Could it be anybody?
Anybody.
Oh, honey, it'd be B. Arthur. It'd be B. Arthur from the Golden Girls. I mean, she literally, actually impersonate her, Dorothy Spornak. And she was such an icon for her era. She was a woman that people thought wasn't overly attractive, but she didn't let it stop her from, you know, starring in multiple shows. She was a giant advocate for the LGBTQIA community. In fact, when she passed, she left $300,000 to a homeless shelter for LGBTQIA youth. And she was just a fantastic woman. She was a singer, she was a writer, she was a comedian, and she knew that her being not the average attractive Hollywood starlet would make her a bigger star than those girls, and it did. I mean, she's an icon, so that's who
Period.
I know. Yeah, I mean, literally, I would stalk her if she was alive. Like, there would like be
Okay,
like,
Joe Goldberg.
there
Wait a
would be
minute.
like, there would be like paperwork where it'd be like, there's this drag queen following me around. I don't know who it is, but get her out of here.
Speaking of Joe, did you watch it?
Yeah, of course.
Most recent season?
Of course. Sure did. Finish.
Yeah.
Girl, get on that.
I had on everything.
No, I don't know why he thinks he can hide under a hat. Like,
Are y'all
we
talking
can
about
tell it's
you?
you.
Is that the one? Yeah, that show's good.
It is good.
Mhm.
Got my hat on.
Another binge watcher. Okay, this will be my last one for
Okay.
you, okay? what is your go-to karaoke song?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you can hear by the sound of my voice, I obviously have a beautiful singing voice because I sound like I'm gargling glass when I sing. It's terrible. But I will tell you that my go-to karaoke is just some good old country white trash Reba McEntire's Fancy. I will sing that. I will sing that all because I loved it. Because when I was growing up, I thought that was a real story. I thought Reba McEntire got literally pimped out by her mom to give her a better life, and then she moved into being an escort, and I was like, it worked for Reba. I was like, maybe that's what I should do. You know what I mean? My mom's like, maybe a little less prostitution and a little more country music singing.
Yeah.
And then when I found out that it was a fictional story, I was like, she just done pulled it over on us, didn't she? She did. But no, I love to sing it. I sound terrible, but I have a good time doing it.
And that's what matters.
There's a lot of words in that song too, so you're trying to keep up.
Yeah.
So it sounds like I'm like we're doing cardio because I'm like, like just trying to keep up with it. We sang it. We were at in New York because we were on the Nick Cannon show, and we were at this amazing bar called the Stonewall Inn, and we went down, baby, to sing some karaoke, and I forgot I was in New York, Broadway. The area of the gayest of the gays, honey, of all of the Elphabas and Glindas, I mean, everybody. And so I sign up for my karaoke to sing my song that I told you, Fancy, and I'm real excited about it. And then 5 people come before me that literally sound like they had just dropped an album. And then they're like, Monique, and I'm like,
I don't know.
I don't know. You right there, remember you signed up? I had to get up and sing in front of all these so talented people. It was a mess. It was, plus I had a couple, drinks.
As you should.
Yeah, a couple fireballs, that kind of thing. And to kind of ease myself into it. Because sometimes, when this happens, I'll go anywhere. I mean, I just walk down Chicago Street at, 8 in the morning, honey, and drag, that kind of thing. But, this sometimes works as armor. And so when you take it off and you feel like a little bit more insecure because you don't have that armor on. I'm a huge, advocate and a giant representative of my community in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And I was so blessed. They just awarded me the Humanitarian of the Year award.
Wow.
And that's what I love about drag is that I have a platform, and the armor does make me go to the front of the line. The armor does make me stand at the front of the protest. It does make me stand at the front of social media. And, I just finished hosting Kalamazoo Pride Festival for the 4th year in a row. And I mean, I got so many death threats, and there were so many people sitting there. I mean, one that stuck out to me was like, if it's good enough for our president, it's good enough for Monique Madison. And I remember them asking me like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure that, do you feel safe? And I said, honey, because of that, I have to do this. Because if that's what they threaten, and then I just willow away in the back because I'm scared, what's the point of all this? That's the whole point. So sorry if I'm rambling.
No, you are totally fine.
Told you 150
That's
all
amazing.
the time. Honey. You're like, timing, come on, wrap this up, girl.
But no, we definitely need to drop your social media so everyone can follow you, where they can get Serial Showgirl.
Of course.
And remind them again about the agency.
Yes, of course. So then, obviously I'm on the Book of Faces under Momo Madison, and then I'm on Instagram at Iona Monique 2021. That's IOWNA. And then MONIQUE 2021. I'm on TikTok, and you can find Serial Showgirl on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Schuler Books, IndieBooks.com, EasyBooks.com. You can find it at Target.com. I mean, it's everywhere. And the agency will be streaming August 1st exclusively on Tubi.
I can't wait to see it.
I know, just like a 47-year-old plus-size drag queen, honey, just living the best life. That's what I'm loving. So I think it's so important to stay visible, for that everybody to see that if I can do it, they can do it, And no matter how much people do not want to accept me or my community, we always say that we're queer, we're here, and we're not going anywhere. So you can either get on the ride, honey, or you can wait in line, because it's still going to happen.
Period.
There you have it.
Can we please clap it up for Monique Madison today on the Midday
Too.
Live Show?
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me so much.
Of course. So we have to take some pictures
Okay.
and everything.
Of course.
Yes. So all of those still watching, don't go anywhere. Midday Live Show is not over yet. We'll be back with some very talented artists from next week's showcase at Sub T. It's called Alchemy Arts Fight Night, I believe. Chicago, Milwaukee. Yeah, it's going to get lit up in here. So we'll be right back.
What's up, Chicago? It's your boy Dre Marquise, and you're locked into the Midday Live Show.
Go watch.
All right, great.
And we're back on the street.
And then
Hey.
pictures. Right? I took some. Oh wait, no. You guys. You good? Okay, great.
Welcome to the night show.
Throw up the sex in her. And I can put you in.
Come on, man. Welcome to the night show.
So hopefully, hi. There you are. All right. Yeah. Welcome back to the Midday Live Show, Season 5, Episode 11. That was just Monique Madison. So if you missed that, I'm going to need you to go back when the episode's over, do a little rewind, and make sure to watch that. And watch her on Tubi, called The Agency, August 1st this year. And definitely check out Serial Showgirl, the book series, available on Amazon. Now, we have some very special guests joining us again right now on the Midday Live Show. Thank you for your patience, by the way. DJ Spell Milk, who do we have?
Man, we got some pretty cool artists coming through. I'm excited to talk to them. You know, we're all about talent. Last year we did a talent show, and here we are again, you know, so let's bring them in.
Okay, let's bring them in one by one.
There
How
we
you guys doing?
What's up? How's everyone?
What's going on, y'all? What's up, everybody?
Hey,
How you doing?
Noor, good to see you, my boy. How you doing?
Good to see you too, man. Everything's been going great. Alhamdulillah, God bless. You know, here we are today. It's been a while since last year, since our last interview. I'm just glad to be joining y'all. Thank you for sponsoring us for our show.
Of course. Thank you for inviting us to do so. But first, Noor the Alchemist, he is a returning guest on the Midday Live Show. We know him. He's family. But please introduce who the other artists you have with you.
Yes. So we have 16 Raheem. He is a South Asian artist, hip hop artist, Chicago born and raised. We also have David Lopez, who is born and raised in Chicago, but he switched to Milwaukee a little bit back. So we got some beef right now. We got this little fight night going on. We're gonna see what's up with it. But we got some great talent. Hey, look at him. We got some great talent though. That's why we're here in the show right now.
Okay, so let's get into the show a little bit. Let's get into the details. What can we really expect? I want to hear from everybody at one point, but what can we expect from your performance? Just a little taste, not too much. A little appetizer.
Just a little appetizer.
Yeah.
You know me, I come in with the energy, I come in with the passion, and the big thing I want to resonate with people is to let others shine, never dim your light, and that's the energy that I want to portray with my performances. So as long as you're leaving feeling like you got some light in you, then I did my job.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice. So we're expecting to see the light. Is that what's going on during this show? Okay. All right. I see the vibe.
Hey, 16 Raheem, what about you?
What's going on, y'all? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this show mainly because this is my first time performing at Subterranean, so I think this would be just a good introduction for a lot of people who never heard who I am. I've been making music for like 10 years, and so I feel like this is my kind of like my introduction to a lot of people. Like all the work is kind of been coming up to moments like these, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, you making this introduction. You know what I'm saying? What's the energy behind the intro? I feel like the intro was the first impression. What's to it? You know, I gotta know. I wanna be able to say, hey, stop what you're doing on Tuesday and slide.
My last show,
everybody watching.
Oh, bro. My last show, it was just at Cafe Mustache, which is kind of like the same type of feel as this, where a lot of people the first time hearing me. And I started my set with this track called Special, which is produced by Gold Hayes, if y'all know who that is. He's a producer. He got this crazy 808s, like his stuff be hidden. So it was just crazy. I was just rapping like it was a fast rapping type of song. So that first track just kind of caught people by surprise. So and then after that I got into my more like, spiritual, reflective music, got into some hits, some some crowd chant songs, but I want most people to know first and foremost that I could rap. Like it's in the name, 16. So that's how I started, just writing 16 bar verses. So that's the main thing I want people to get.
Makes sense. I see what you did there.
Okay. All right.
All right, David Lopez, let's hear from you.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me. First of all, apologies for the phone. I was on my studio computer, but I was breaking up and I was a little concerned. I didn't want to run into any issues. So
you're good.
Yeah. Appreciate you. For sure. No, so I mean, shout out to Noor for having me. Me and him have done shows for a couple years now. I run a monthly. I have a residency up here in Milwaukee. I've been doing this for decade plus, really long time. Done a lot of shows at Sub T. So I mean, the cool thing. I mean, honestly, if we were just trying to sell the show, I'd be like, just come see me. I'm a great performer. I'm bringing the whole squad from Milwaukee, so we're gonna have a really full crowd down there. I'm really anticipating just fun, high energy night. A lot of artists. The monthly show that I run up here actually is really geared towards independent artists and giving people a stage. And we just talk about like how the industry is for us as indie artists. And I feel like it's going to be a similar vibe to that down there. I know the whole fight night name and all that, but I'm not even here to compete, man. I'm just here to keep sharing what I do and just have a great night. You know what I'm saying?
I love to hear it.
It's like a healthy, friendly competition.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead, Noor.
I just want to add to this. The reason why I started doing these events, curating events as well. I'm a hip hop pop artist first, but I want to support and uplift other people, other artists that I feel don't get that spotlight, don't get to let themselves shine their light. I want to give them 20-minute performances. I want to pay them. I want to feed them. I want to make sure we're giving opportunities. And I know the Midday Live show has that same ethos, which is why we're here today, right? You also want to uplift artists and other creatives, and that's what your whole segment, your whole ethos is all about. Even you're gonna raffle off a radio interview to the best performance.
We are.
And you're raffling off another radio interview for the raffles for the other artists that didn't have a chance to perform, and they can get a radio interview. I think putting the light on artists in Chicago, Milwaukee, and other places that don't have a label presence, we have to do our part as entrepreneurs, as artists, as creatives to lift each other up, especially when there's so many cliques in society, so many cliques in the city, and there's for real, there's a lot of nepotism as well. If you don't know somebody or if someone big isn't, the only time other people flock to you is if someone bigger that people know is like, oh, this guy's gonna make it, and then everyone starts flocking. What I want to do is level the playing field. I want to get every artist to shine their light. I don't think I can stress that enough, just because I want people who have been working at this for years, who have felt undervalued, underestimated, overhated, right? For no reason whatsoever. I want them to have that light. Shout out to David Lopez with his kids.
So cute.
So cute. We're here for the community. We're here for the love. We're here for the music, but we're here for the community especially. This event is going to have a lot of networking involved. Alchemy Arts is a networking hub. We focus on entertainment. We focus on connecting others. We focus on arts. We focus on uplifting people. We want to get into non-for-profit organizations, partner up with them, and really help people within the community that's outside of the creative arts. I think that's the biggest mission that I have, being the founder of Alchemy Arts, and this is just one way to get started with it.
There you have it, man. There you have it. The word that comes to mind to me is exposure.
For sure.
And it's super important, like you said, when you are a big name or, people are just trying to gravitate towards the big name and the environment. The people who've been doing this for years, they get left in the shadows, and sometimes talent is even greater than the commercial name that we all know. So the word that comes to mind is exposure, and I love this. I can't wait.
If I could interject real quick, I feel, just to your point that you're saying, I think Noor would attest to this too. Ironically, I feel like the more you help other people, whether it be giving them a stage or just repost, however the way you help them, ironically, it ends up helping yourself as an artist too. Like almost always. Yeah. Like I have so many people since I started the monthly show years ago, come up to me and tell me like, "Oh, thank you for what you're doing for the community," or whatever. And I got to be honest, I didn't start it with that intention. It was more like I needed to create a stage for myself and see what I wanted to see, or see what I wanted to be on, like create what I wanted to be on, right? And in turn, honestly, like it's helped me dramatically as an artist myself. So a lot of times, giving back does actually turn to give you the exposure as well.
That's true.
100% agreed. I'm in the mentality of, if no one's gonna put you on, you gotta put yourself on.
Yep.
And
talk about it.
Hey, look, like I said, all the people who've been outcasted, undervalued, underestimated. That's why we're here. And Raheem, man, I just want to put more spotlight with you, man. I want to make sure you get your time here too, man. Tell
definitely
everyone what you're
He's like,
about.
talk to the people.
I definitely resonate. I definitely resonate with
my own
that.
show. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely resonate with that message because I got a collective. I probably should have put it on there, but it's called The Fourth Kind, and that's kind of our message. Just like just being different than everybody. Just the fourth kind is a reference to the third kind, which is if there's a movie that y'all obviously heard of that, The Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's like an alien thing. So basically, the fourth kind is another alien sighting you never heard of. That's the name of our group. But we got a crew. It's 4 of us, and we all have different identities, but we share that same branding, which my boy Steve just said. To steal a quote from him, you know, my boy just dropped his album last night, Jay Steezy. Shout out to my bro. But yeah, we come in and we try to represent, and we just show up in different places. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if all of us not there, at least one of us there, and it's the fourth kind. And we all about just the people who've been doing this for years, like the people that we've known that's inspired us. We all about, you know, putting on for them and doing this for them, keeping it going, because like we know so much talent that's been left behind, like y'all been saying. And it's like it's just about consistency. So we just want to just make it for people from where we from, all the talent we know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's real.
Amazing. So while I put this website to get the tickets on the screen, Noor, talk a little bit more about the I saw you guys posted something where it was like you guys were
we're putting up the flyers.
At?
That was
yeah,
right by Sub T. That's Noor. That's all Noor. You know, he's been cooking his ideas, bro.
I
was literally driving. I was driving down to Chicago wondering how am I going to like do these flyers, and it just popped in my head. Just got it from the ether, you know. I just saw it in my head like a wall, and I had the date 6/17, and I was like, "This is what we're doing."
Yeah.
So it's really like 20 minutes before we actually got to the city, to Logan Square. It says Sub T, by the way, y'all. This is the flyer. I made the flyer to the Canva. Literally, we doing everything A to
Come
Z.
on, Canva.
It's an independent way, man.
I love
independent way, bro. Getting off the muscle. That's what we're doing.
And this is something you gotta do as an independent artist too, right? You just gotta do everything from A to Z, and it takes that professionalism. But this is the big thing I want to also point out is there's so many artists in Chicago and anywhere in nationwide and even in the world that are being exploited. Right, there's plenty of different curators that I see that are charging artists to play for maybe a prize of a few $100s or studio time or a radio show or whatever. I'm not doing that. I don't want to be like, oh, you want to perform in my show? Well, you're gonna have to pay me $20, but you can get this incentive. I'm gonna give you that incentive anyways, because like I said, we're here to help rise each other up, bring each other up. So I'm not going to exploit my artists. In fact, I'm going to feed them. I even got Culver's to sponsor. They're going to be feeding you guys, Midday Live. They're going to be feeding all the artists. They're going to be feeding me, and we're going to be raffling out $200 worth of meal vouchers. So if you are about representing artists, supporting artists, you know, saying screw pay to play, then you've come to the right place.
Oh, bro. You gotta break the door down. You can't if you can't get through their door, you gotta break the door down.
Absolutely. I always feel like, you know, if the opportunity doesn't come to you, you have to create your own. Where do you guys think the Midday Live Show came from?
Mind.
Exactly.
That's
Spirit
kinda,
here.
No, I mean, nowadays you have every opportunity to do that. For any artist who's complaining about not getting interviewed, start a podcast. For any artist not complaining about not getting a show, ask somebody. You can get on a show. And to Noor's point, this is the whole reason I started my show too, is like avoiding the pay to play. And honestly, like, I think it's all about what your intention is as when you're running the show. Cause there's a lot of promoters who like, they're not artists themselves. You know what I mean? They're running a show. They're running a business. And frankly, this is a hard business to profit in unless you are doing the things that they're doing and stuff like that. So like, I think that's why it's really important to have things that are run by artists and that I have things that are like, have the intention of what we need and what we need to see out there in the world. So shout out to you, man.
That's true.
David, you know what the crazy thing is? There's plenty of artists that are curating shows. They're also doing pay to plays. And it's the most hypocritical thing I've seen in my life.
No, you're right. You're right about that. There is a lot of that out there. It's unfortunate. I mean, I think it's about educating everybody on it and not trying to, like you said, exploiting other artists. At the same time, I do understand how much money goes into these things, and like you don't want to be in the red every time you run a show, right? So I get that part too, but it's not on the artist. The artist of the entertainment. If you're a promoter, then it is actually your burden to kind of make that back.
Right. Yeah, that's real. Like last show I did, like on my own was when I dropped my album in December called Blue Dream. I performed. It was actually in a hair salon, and it's a stage in there. Move all the chairs and all the mirrors and everything. And we had a dope show. It was like 50, 60 people that came through. And it's like that's what it's all about. It's just like creating an opportunity when you can't get it elsewhere. Because it's like I've been like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years, but I'm only 22. So it's like people don't want to really give a chance to somebody they don't really know yet. So it's like my methodology is just do it again until it's undeniable and just keep going.
Come on, say that again for the people in the back.
For real. That's
Man,
I've been living.
Put it in their face until they can't ignore it.
I've been living, man. Shout out to you. We haven't met yet, and I'm excited to meet all the artists. But I've been living by be undeniable for like 10 plus years because I think that not only obviously it's just a good motto to have because like first of all that does is tell you to get better. If you're not undeniable yet, then guess what? You just got to keep working, right? So like it's not out of your control. Whereas when you keep putting these things that are out of your control, that's how you lose your mind. That's how you...
I was gonna say, I put this on my IG. It's me versus me, but in the process, I'm frying everybody.
Right.
I like that.
I like that though. That's the type of competition I'm looking for. And yeah, we call it a fight night, but it's healthy competition. Of course,
that's
y'all are
what,
going to
iron
be
sharpens iron. That's what we need.
What's up?
Iron sharpens iron.
Hey, exactly. Yeah. And you know what? Like y'all are gonna be guest judges. We're not gonna do a thing where like you're gonna give commentary after every performance, right? I don't want that kind of vibe. I'm looking for, we want to have that competitiveness inside, so every artist has that fire in them to make it the best performance as possible. But it's all love at the end of the day.
Right.
And I want the crowd interaction as well. Just to have people feel emotionally attached to their artists, to the people they're supporting. I think that's a very important thing as well. And everything is intentional when it comes to curating a show, or at least when I want to curate a show, I make everything intentional, and I want to make sure that all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, because this is a job, right? Being an artist is a job. If you take it seriously, that's what you're going to have to do. And I feel like a lot of artists need to have that hat on, because if they don't, then they're going to be washed out by the thousands, tens of thousands of other artists that are doing so much more than them. Like when you were just bringing up the poster idea, the flyer idea, there's some people asking me just in general, why make all this effort? Why do all this effort? This could get taken down, right? Literally the night of. And it did get taken down. I realized I hit up some people and I noticed that it got taken down. And I was like, you know what? One, it made for great content. I can post this at the very least. Two, whoever did see it, when we were putting those posters up, people stopped and looked at it. How many times have you walked on the streets of Chicago, seen so many flyers and just ignored it because it just wasn't interesting enough, right? You have to think about these things as an artist, because everyone's doing the same thing. You have to be the one to stand out. You have to be loud. You have to make a statement, and you have to be creative and different when executing those ideas, right? Even now, you may not see it, but I'm wearing my Noor shirt, right? Product placement.
Period.
Everything is intentional. Everything is intentional. You want to be the person, you want to make it so easy for the audience to understand who you are within the first minute, or else they might check out. Because TikTok, you know what the average time for TikTok is for your attention span?
Probably
15 seconds.
1.5 seconds.
1.5 seconds.
Before
you scroll.
Yeah. You know how many, you just look at it, scroll, right? You know how many seconds it is for a song? 8.
15.
8 seconds. You have 8 seconds, and some people's intros are 30 seconds long. You already lost them, right?
Yeah, good point.
Everything is intentional. I think, and I do that with my art, but I do that equally with running these shows, and I also expect that from my artists. And maybe it's a matter of unlearning and relearning, right? Because a lot of people may not have those expectations for artists, right? But I want to help my artists succeed, and that involves pushing them, because this is a job, right? If you want to break out of the industry, you have to treat it like a job, and you have to do those things and face your fears, face any type of reservations you may have, like, oh, I don't want to do this for this reason because I might feel rejected, or I might feel not good enough, or whatever it is. And hey, we all have that feeling. We all have imposter syndrome. We all have the feeling of being rejected or not even trying because it may not even work out. But you are then doing yourself a disservice. I'd rather be on my deathbed and say I gave 100% effort to everything I've done in my life, rather than regretting, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that, and I should have done that. I'm never going to, if I were to pass away tomorrow, God forbid, I know I did everything I
Don't say
could. Fingers crossed. No, but that's the mentality I've had since I was 13. You know, I started when I was 13, and I literally asked myself, if I were to not be here tomorrow, if I cease to exist, would I have any regrets? And I feel like a lot of people coast through life kind of ignoring that question, and then they come to a point where they're at a point where they feel like they're too old to do what they want to do, which is untrue, first of all, or they just feel like they have to accept a life of 9 to 5, working paycheck to paycheck, barely making it, and then retiring with or without a pension, with or without a social security. We don't know what's going to happen in 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And I refuse to accept that. And I hope others also refuse to accept that as much as I do and really pursue their passions. That's why we're here.
Absolutely.
That's why we're all here.
100%. Take all the shots.
Take all the shots, man. And there you have it. June 17th, Tuesday night. We're doing Chicago versus Milwaukee, man. Drop your socials. Let everybody know where they can follow you guys.
Y'all can follow me on IG, 16 Raheem X, basically 16 Raheem and just the X. And on Twitter, same thing, 16 Raheem, but with a 1. And music on all platforms, 16 Raheem, all one word, all caps. Love y'all.
Perfect.
David Lopez on all streaming platforms, just my name, regular name. _David Lopez is pretty much all the socials. And then Passion Park ENT is the company that I run. And check it out. If you search Passion Park Entertainment, you'll find us. And come check us out. This is what we do.
Nice. And then you can find me at Noor the Alchemist on all platforms. And if you like cats, you're gonna like me. So this is Barry, by the way.
Lord Jesus.
It means angel.
I'm getting triggered.
Are you allergic?
Let's say that.
I'm allergic. Noor the Alchemist, though. That's where you can find me. Anywhere.
Nice.
Can't wait to see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for taking time to join our show today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you.
Of course.
Look forward to meeting y'all
on
too.
Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Let's
go. Appreciate it.
Bringing the heat, y'all.
Okay.
Of course. Love.
Bring it. See y'all then. Listen, it's been a show today.
It's been a show.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You look overstimulated. Oh Lordy. Okay, y'all. Well, I don't want to force you to do a segment if you ain't got it in you.
I got a segment.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Johnny, roll the clip.
Welcome to my favorite segment of the show. Someone's got to say it. Yeah, man. This is going to be real simple and real to the point. If no one's going to tell you this weekend to my father's, happy Father's Day, man.
Absolutely.
It's Father's Day weekend. Enjoy it. Kick your feet up. Get your open toe sandals. You know what I'm saying? Get you some barbecue. Barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. I'm doing a little bit of reflection of myself. I am a new father. I've been in the game for 2 years, right? But I am doing reflection upon the fathers that were in my life, the father influences in my life. And the word that comes to mind is available. You have to be there. You have to be there. There's no amount of money that you can spend on a child to fill that void. Although we have technology and there's FaceTime and there's phone calls, that's great. But it's nothing like showing up and being there for the kids in your life. And that's something that I want to salute to the fathers who are out there that's showing up, available, and being there. It's you deserve flowers more than just one day out the year. You deserve your flowers every day because it's hard out here. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but you also deserve just as much recognition. If you're putting in the work, you also deserve just as much recognition as the mothers as well. If you are there, I salute you. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day indeed. Okay.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day to Steve Styles, who's
Steve
missing
Styles.
today, doing some fatherly things.
Yeah. Come on, he's there.
He's there.
Shout out to the fathers that are there, man.
He's there.
I love y'all for that, man. For real. That's major. That's major.
And I do want to mention something that I saw Steve put on social media this week. Sub T, we're going to be there Tuesday, right? He said he hasn't been there in years because he used to do rap battles there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Will we see
when he was young homie
surprise performance from Steve Steve Styles with a Z coming through.
Yeah.
Surprise performance.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nice, I'm with it. I'm gonna just ask, can we do a quick rap battle real quick? Ooh. Not me, but see with somebody else, but other artists. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end the show with Jazz's joke of the day. I'm gonna keep it quick. I'm gonna keep it simple. So, I was trying to do a few things this week, trying to do a little work, and I was wondering why my printer started playing music, and then I realized the paper was jamming. Woo!
All right.
That's a good one, folks.
That's how you wrap up the show.
That's how you wrap up the show. Okay. Midday Live Show is over and out. We'll be back same time, same place next week. And enjoy your weekend.
Juneteenth weekend is next week.
It is.
Woo! Hey, I'm about to cut up.
Are we outside or what?
Yes. I'm cutting. What?
Okay.
It's over with.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. He's fine. He's fine, guys. All right. As I say, if you missed the live, of course, you can watch us back. Hit the replay. Follow us on Instagram at the Midday Live Show. I am Jazzer Fierce. My Instagram is Jazzer So Fierce. And TikTok, Jazzer So Fierce. Boom.
There it is. Follow me at DJ Spoiled Milk. Ooh. I just dropped
with the sound effects included.
Yeah, right. Type that in. EWWHHH. It should pop up. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I see it.
I just dropped the reel, man. Go check it out. It was of one of the weddings that I just did. I have more content on the way. Did another wedding in Milwaukee, by the way. Should have told the guys. It was pretty cool. Yeah, man, we got content on social, so check it out, like it, share it, leave a comment, book me. Shit, you can do that.
All
too.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think on that note, for real this time. Bad girl Trinley. Come on, do the socials.
Y'all know I had to come in for the one time. Bad gal Trinley on Instagram. Media gal Trinley. Same thing. Some gal Trinley. You'll find me. And make sure y'all check out my website, mediagaltrinley.com.
Nice.
Now I think for real, for the second time, for the final time.
Now this is the last time I put my hand up in.
Midday Live Show is over.